So let's apply that to question 5. We're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. We're going to say a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Remember, c is the hypotenuse. C is the longest side. The hypotenuse is the longest side of a right triangle. It's always across from the 90-degree angle. So in this diagram here, you have a right triangle drawn for you. It says BC is tangent to circle A. So knowing that information allows me to put a right angle right here, right at point C. I want to know the following lengths. I want to know AB and BD. So AB is the entire segment. That's the hypotenuse. And then BD is a portion of that hypotenuse, which we don't have. We'll have to get that last. So BD is this information here that I'm going to find out later. So first I'm going to find out the hypotenuse. Fortunately, I have A and B. I have the two legs of that triangle. This would be like A, B, and C. So I can say A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. My A and B, it doesn't matter which one you call A and B, as long as that the hypotenuse, that longest side of the right triangle, in this case from point A to point B, is represented. So we don't know C squared, but we do know A is 5. So 5 squared, B is 12, plus 12 squared is equal to C squared. So let's get 5 squared plus 12 squared. We can use our calculator if we need to. Those square and add to 169. You could square them individually and add them together if you'd like. But I want to solve for C, so I'm going to square root that 169. And they'll tell me what that is. So the square root of 169 is let's do that down here. $13. So the hypotenuse is 13 units long. C is 13 units long. And that'll be this length here. So that's going to be AB. So how do I get BD? I'm going to clear this out a little bit. Write that work down if you need it, because I'm going to erase it. So let's focus on the 13 now. I have 13 from A to B. I've already done that using Pythagorean theorem. I want to know what is BD. Now, how do I get that? Well, let's focus on what we know about a radius. Now, that's the stated radius right here, from A to C. That's 5 units long. But any radius you draw in a circle is going to have the same length. So whether I draw that 5 there or there, they're both going to be the same length. So this 5, AD plus BD, those two segment lengths is going to give you the whole thing, AB. And since I know AD is a radius, that's going to be 5. What I'm trying to find, I don't know. We'll call that X. But I know AB is 13. So I can subtract the 5 from the 13 to get X. That's going to give you 8. So BD is equal to 8. So we got 8, we got 5. Together they add to 13. That's your hypotenuse. You should try the next problem on your own. Pause the video, try it on your own, unpause it when you're ready to watch. All right, let's set it up. So in this problem, we are given the 25, which happens to be your hypotenuse in this case. Because right here, your tangent, it says YW is tangent to circle X. So it means that's your right angle, which means this is hypotenuse. That's your C. So again, AB, that doesn't really matter, but I know that's A. We'll call that B. And I know C is 25. So A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So A squared is going to be what XW is. We're going to call that A. We're going to solve that. So A squared plus 24 squared equals 25 squared. Now we can't add those together because they're on opposite sides of the equation. So we'll square those and then subtract them from each other. "24 squared is 576. 25 squared is 625. Now we can subtract. So 525 minus 576 gives us what? 625 minus 576 is 49. A squared equals 49. Let me show you real quick how you can get that without having to do all the extra work. When you can, just like in this previous problem where we could add them, we could also simply do 25 squared minus 24 squared. So take the larger one, subtract the smaller one, and you'll get 49 that way. Regardless, you get 49, which is A squared. So A is going to be the square root of 49. And check that, you should get 7. 7 times 7 is 49. So 7 is going to represent A. Okay, if you didn't write this down, do so now. I'm going to erase this information so we can look at and focus on these two here. So we know that this is now 7. We know XW is 7. We want to know XZ. And guys, again, XZ and XW, these are both a radius of the circle. All radii have the same length. So those are both going to be 7. These are both a radius. Radii. So ZY. ZY is this length out here outside of the circle. I know the whole thing is 25. So ZY is going to be, if I think about XZ plus ZY, that's going to equal XY. XY is 25. XZ is 7. ZY is going to be 25 minus 7. Guys, that's going to be 18. So we got 18 here. Together they make 25. 18 plus 7 is 25. And then that's 7, because those are both a radius. And Pythagorean theorem, 7 squared plus 24 squared equals 25 squared. Everything checks out.